This is the top 6 things that I've learned in the last 6 months as a small business owner. I think the number one would have to be that take every mistake or success or maybe a little bit of both as a learning experience. So I take things very personally, and I've had to really stop doing that when running your own business, because things are not going to go the way that you think that they're going to go. So whatever it may be, just taking that, picking it apart, finding the stuff that's going to be positive in the future, and then throwing the rest of it out in the garbage. That is probably my number one, and it has really allowed a lot of growth once I got past that. Once I got past that barrier of finding what I needed to find in that learning experience and moving on to now growing faster with my business, because I can get rid of that garbage and not let it weigh me down. I think the second one would have to be client relationships are key. The client relationship doesn't stop at signing on the dotted line. You have to nurture that relationship. They've hired you for a reason. So even if you send them something and they don't quite maybe like it as much, talk to them about that. Talk to them about your process. Where did you get that idea? Why did you decide to create a post or write a caption the way that you did? Because they hired you. So it could spur a brand new idea that makes both of your ideas even better. So that with client relationships is important. It's also important because you may not know something that's going on with your client's business unless you're talking to them, unless you are consistently on the phone with them or checking in or seeing how things are going. Maybe they got an award. They don't think it's that important, but that is a post for you. That is social media for their business, and having that relationship with them really helps. So just make sure that you are nurturing that, checking in on them. It doesn't have to be something negative to have a conversation with your client. So I think number 3, which has been one of the harder ones for me to learn, is the out with the old and with the new. So what worked for me in my past career doesn't necessarily work for me now. So what I mean by that is especially timing. I come from a very fast-paced work environment. So TV news, there is a deadline. You have to come in, it's fresh every day. You have to have your forecast together, your web up, your the web copy ready to go, and it goes like this all day long, and you go on at 4 o'clock, you go on at 11 o'clock. So it's a more fast-paced environment. That is not how this business is going to go. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So whether something I'm working on takes 2 hours or it takes 2 days, giving myself grace that as long as it gets done, take that stress off of you and slow down, because this is a totally different environment than in my past career. So that's been a huge one, because it puts a lot of stress on me. If I get an idea, I'm like, oh, I have to get that done right now. I have to get that done now. No, you don't have to get that done now. It's not a big deal if it gets done tomorrow. So that is a big learning experience that I've had over the past 6 months. Number 4 is confidence is key. And you would think, coming from being on camera and working in television, that the confidence wouldn't be a hard thing for me. I am very confident. But when you're pivoting and starting your own business, it's easy to let people, because you're starting off, make you feel less confident, like you don't deserve to be in this room, or you don't deserve to get this account, or I hope you prove me wrong, but I don't think you're ready for this. You're here for a reason. As long as you believe in the goal that you have, as long as you work hard for that goal, you have the same right as anybody else to be in the room. And just because you fine-tuned what you're doing as a business in a way that people maybe don't understand doesn't mean it's any less than Joe Smo down the road. Number 5 is going to kind of contradict number 4 a little bit. Being able to stand up and have confidence and know that what you do is important, but people buy people. That's number 5. That's the one I've learned. So make the relationships with people, learning from others, taking from others intelligence and what they've learned over the years. There's nothing wrong with that. Going in and saying, I don't know this, but I want to learn this, that is huge with this, because it helps you to build relationships. And you can have a marketing funnel, email lists, a pretty website, all this stuff, but if you don't have relationships with people, then your business is really going to suffer. One of my biggest moves moving into the next 6 months is going to be really making a better website, building a better marketing strategy. But I haven't needed that over the course of the first 6 months, because I pride myself in the relationships with people, and that I care and I believe in what I produce and the product that my business produces. That's all I've needed so far. Now, you're definitely going to need both in the long run, but just remember that people buy people. Number 6, and this is a big one to learn. Just because somebody doesn't want to continue their contract with you or doesn't want to work with you after a sales pitch, don't take that personally. I'm used to, after a career, whether I didn't get hired for a job or somebody sent me a bad tweet or a Facebook message, being on camera, I felt it very personally. You're tracking my person. As a business and a business model, it may not be right for them at the time, may not work within their budget, or right now they really don't see what benefit that has for them. That doesn't mean that they won't have that in the future, or it just may be something they have to table for now and then come back to. So never take a client stepping away. Ask them what was the reason, or if you could do something better, but don't take it personally and think that you did something wrong without having any conversations, because a lot of the times it's just what's right for them, and at that point it's not right for them. So that's probably the top 6 of learning experiences and what I've learned as we move forward in the next 6 months. That list will grow. I probably will have 600 more things that I will learn, but I'm really excited, and so far, so good.